Tinbergen watched these birds of prey as they stooped on swifts and skylarks. Tinbergen regarded himself as a scientific hunter, shooting with his camera, capturing details of habits in his notebook, learning to read tracks, using his sense of smell. These wood ants squirt formic acid and leave the fingers smelling of acid drops. In the summer of 1929, just after completing his zoology degree at Leiden University, Tinbergen wandered over Hulshorst looking for a topic for further research. A colony of hunting wasps took his eye. Their scientific name was Philanthus triangulum. In Holland, they were called bee wolves on account of their diet. They hunted honeybees. Each female had her own burrow, which she stocked with bees for her offspring. Tinbergen was intrigued by how the wasp managed to find their entrance holes. Hulshorst was a vast area, and yet the insects returned home with apparent confidence. How did they do it? Here, thought Tinbergen, was a problem to be solved by scientific experiments. Inspired by the example of Carl von Frisch, Nico Tinbergen set to work later that summer. The first thing he wanted to know was how accurate was the insect's knowledge of the whereabouts of its own burrow. A simple test gave him an answer. Would this confuse the owner when she returned from hunting? Clearly not. She knew the position of her own burrow, whether it was hidden or not. Tinbergen noticed that the wasp always spent a few seconds hovering over her nest site before she flew off. Perhaps she was taking her bearings, but from what? The ground was littered with clumps of vegetation, sticks, stones, and pine cones. Maybe they acted as signposts or landmarks. Tinbergen placed his own set of landmarks around a hunting wasp's burrow. When she emerged, the wasp behaved as though she were taking in the fresh details. Was she committing to memory the positions of the cones in relation to her entrance? If the wasp was going to use them as navigation beacons, then displacing the cones while she was away hunting should fool her. Would she now return to the center of the circle and the false hole, or to her real nest site to the right? Tinbergen soon got an answer. This and many other experiments reveal that the wasps selected signposts from their surroundings. After a year or two, a series of cool, wet summers all but exterminated Philanthus from northern Europe. But there was no shortage of other species to study.